Stories read aloud.
The Great Picnic Crumb Heist. Under a massive oak tree in Cedar Park, Queen Anthillda's ant colony rumbled with hunger. Their pantries were low, tiny stomachs grumbled. It was a clear, sunny morning, but a shadow of hunger lay over their underground home. The queen knew a feast was needed for her industrious colony. Queen Anthillda stood tall in her royal chamber, antennae twitching with determination. "Who will venture forth?" she declared, with precise clicks and taps. "Who will find us a treasure of crumbs?" Two brave scouts, Frank and Bob, stepped forward immediately, ready for adventure. With a final salute, Frank and Bob emerged from the cool tunnels into the bright morning. The world above ground was a vast, green jungle of grass blades, towering like giant trees. Dewdrops shimmered, reflecting the sky like tiny mirrors. They began their quest. Scrambling over pebbles and beneath fallen leaves, they saw it. In the distance, a vibrant splash of colors on the emerald lawn. It was a picnic blanket, spread like a cheerful flag. Curiosity pulled them forward, their tiny legs moving faster towards the unusual sight. Drawing closer, the colorful shapes became giant human provisions. Sandwiches, fruit, cookies. But blocking their path was a massive, weathered mountain, a human's heavy boot, resting peacefully on the grass, alarmingly close to the blanket's edge. It was an enormous obstacle. The ants carefully skirted the formidable boot, antennae wary. A crumpled paper napkin, like a tiny white cave, offered both cover and a detour. They carefully climbed its soft, absorbent hills, making their way slowly towards the edge of the forbidden feast. Finally, they reached the red and white checkered fabric. On its very edge, sparkling like a treasure, lay a forgotten chocolate chip cookie crumb. It was enormous, bigger than both Frank and Bob combined, studded with dark, sweet chocolate chunks. A true prize. Frank nudged the crumb with his head, but it wouldn't budge. Bob pushed from the other side, straining with all his might. The crumb was too heavy, too grand for just two tiny ants. Their spirits sagged, yet their determination remained strong. "We need help," Frank declared, antennae waving with a new plan. "We must tell the queen," Bob agreed. They quickly circled the giant crumb, leaving a strong scent trail. This would mark the path for their colony to follow to this incredible discovery. Racing across the vast lawn, past the giant boot, and through the tall grass, Frank and Bob hurried back. Bursting into Queen Anthillda's chamber, they excitedly tapped their antennae, sharing news of the magnificent, sugary treasure. The queen listened intently. Queen Anthillda's antennae twitched with delight. "A cookie crumb, you say? To the picnic," she commanded. Immediately, a special crumb crew of strong worker ants was assembled, their mandibles ready for action. Gritty, a particularly robust worker, led the charge. Led by Frank and Bob, a long line of worker ants emerged from the colony entrance. They followed the scouts' invisible scent trail, a determined parade stretching across the green landscape. Each tiny soldier was eager to claim their share of the sweet bounty. Soon, the crumb crew arrived at the picnic blanket. The human was still sound asleep, oblivious to the tiny army now surrounding the giant cookie crumb. It looked even bigger to the new arrivals, a true mountain of deliciousness, waiting to be conquered. With precise teamwork, the worker ants began their task. Gritty directed them, and soon, tiny mandibles worked together, chipping away at the crumb's edges. Small pieces broke off, perfect for carrying. It was a symphony of industrious, determined effort. Each ant carefully hoisted a sweet piece of cookie, some with chocolate, some plain, onto their backs. The return journey was slow but joyful. A long line of ants, laden with precious cargo, began their march back across the park, a triumphant procession. Back in the colony, the sweet aroma of chocolate chip cookie filled the tunnels. The entire colony gathered in the main chamber, eagerly sharing the treasure. Queen Anthillda smiled, watching her happy, well-fed ants. Tonight they would all sleep soundly, dreams of cookies filling their tiny heads.